Hello, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I made a video. I don't really have a good reason for that. I currently am stuck at my house because I have COVID. So I figured, hey, make a video about all the stuff I didn't film. Great idea. So I'm not sure. It's been a while since I watched any of the videos I made where I left off with the car. I know I had put the rear end back together and all that. I did finish the energy suspension kit. I actually bought a set of BC coilovers for the car. I got them on the car. I guess where I really left off was I wanted to take the transmission out of the car. I didn't want to. I felt like I needed to take the transmission out of the car because I was having this, like, what I thought was either a pilot bearing or a throwout bearing noise. The clutch is brand new, and the throwout bearing is also new. I mean, it's all came in the kit. Brand new ACT setup, you know, street strip, whatever. Clutch is great, but it was making like this kind of like a high-pitched squealing, like grinding kind of sound. Nothing crazy. As soon as you hit the clutch, it would go away, but it just bothered me. So, you know, I had the car up in the air. I took the took the exhaust off the car, took the transmission out, and I swapped the bearing, and the noise is gone. I just put in a new OEM Mazda throwout bearing and pilot bearing, and the noise went away. So just be wary of aftermarket transmission bearing or clutch bearings, you know, in your car. Even though they're brand new, they might not be good. So that was like when I kind of stopped filming, because I was like, who wants to see me like wrestle around with a 100-pound transmission under the car? I was like, it was hard to film, and it was like I was crunched up underneath. I was getting aggravated, so I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to film that. And then here we are, months later, you know, try to make up for it. So there were a few other things on the car I did too. As you can see, this is the engine bay. For whatever reason, when I got the motor done, it was a low mileage motor. For those that don't know, this car has like no miles on it. It's got like 30,000 miles on it. So I'm like, you know, hey, maybe the water pump's probably still good because it looked good on the outside and whatever. I never bothered to dive into it and look at the water pump. It didn't overheat or anything. I felt like it was okay, but whatever. When I put the motor in the car, I put everything back together. I kept chasing all these like little coolant leaks, and I couldn't figure out where it was leaking from. Like, you know, I had the hose. The hoses were leaking because whatever, they're aftermarket. I got that all situated, but like there was always like coolant, like a fine mist, like spraying around the engine bay, and I couldn't figure it out. It was driving me crazy. So here, you know, I was doing some research, and I don't know what years or whatever, but on this engine, there are like two really thin shim type washers that you're supposed to use when you put the water pump on the front cover, and I left them out, and I guess they're important because, yeah, if you don't have them in there, you can crack the water pump, or it'll just leak behind, you know, the front of the engine, like right in the front, where you can't really see it. And then, you know, I got the clutch fan that like sprays it all over the place. So yeah, I had the car down. I had just gotten done with the transmission, you know, all that. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll just take the front apart. And then the water pump looked horrible. I don't know if anybody follows me on Instagram, but I put a picture on there. It's just bad. It's just like caked up. Replace your water pump. Don't try to be cheap, especially with a rotary. Anyway, now I'm having a problem like with the catch can. It seems to keep blowing oil out of the catch can. I don't know. Maybe my PCV setup isn't what it's supposed to be. So So I had, you know, the stock oil filler with a little, you know, ghetto bung put on it or whatever. And then I just had, you can see my catch can down here. I just had it, you know, coming in the back and then blocked off in the front. So now I bought, it's kind of funny looking, but I bought this baby here. That's really supposed to replace your like oil neck, like this part. But I didn't feel like getting involved with all that because you would have to like rip it out of the engine and whatever. I didn't really want to get involved because I don't know if stuff's gonna fall down there, if it's gonna break off, whatever. The motor's fresh. I don't really feel like taking it apart again. So whatever. I got this, and I got my buddy Kyle to weld on this baby, like a little, hello, a little baffle, like that half moon shape. So maybe it'll stop blowing out so much oil. And then I made up this line here to go over to before the turbo, so to provide like some positive suction on the catch can. So hopefully that will alleviate my issues until the next issue. Yeah. Alright, got a slight update here. I got the catch can off the car. I got the drain plug out of it and it was not full of oil, which is great. I thought it was blowing oil at the top, maybe? I don't know. But now I'm wondering if it was just leaking at the bottom because this doesn't have any like Teflon tape or anything on it. Maybe it was just like, you know, these threads aren't the greatest in the world. Maybe it just needs to be like sealed up a little bit. So I'm not sure. I'm glad it's not full of oil because that would really have me worried about the condition of the motor. So I'm gonna put an AN fitting on this side, and then I'm probably gonna remake this just to eliminate the possibility that thing's leaking. Now that's all off the car, I'll just redo it, and I've gotten a lot better at making AN lines up. We're getting rid of this plug, that's going away. Like I said, now we're gonna try to ventilate it to the intake side of the turbo. I don't know if that's good or not. I just figured having some kind of negative pressure on the cans would be good for pressure issues. So we'll see. That's it for now.